When you start looking for a place to live in Japan, the very first thing you'll come across is the real estate listing, or what we call the property advertisement. But Japanese real estate ads can be tricky. The vocabulary is difficult, the expressions are very unique, and you may find yourself wondering, what does this actually mean? Terms like 1LDK or ichika may look familiar, but many people still don't really understand what kind of room it actually refers to. So in today's video, I'm going to gently and clearly explain everything you need to know to read Japanese real estate ads, from the basic terminology to the important points you should always check. By the time you finish this video, you'll be able to read Japanese rental ads with confidence and understand exactly what kind of room you're looking at. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is a Japanese real estate advertisement? A typical Japanese rental ad puts all essential information on a single sheet: photos of the unit, the floor plan, the rent, the distance from the nearest station, and other details about the building. And unlike many other countries, Japan has very strict legal rules on how these ads must be displayed. Exaggerated or misleading descriptions are not allowed. So in general, you can trust that the information shown is fairly accurate. You'll be able to compare properties more effectively and avoid misunderstandings. You'll also see details about money, rent, security deposit, key money, management fees, and other charges. A common mistake is assuming the cost is only what you see listed as the rent. Even if the ad says 45,000 yen, management fees or common service fees are often added separately, so always check carefully. Now let's take a closer look at the Japanese expressions you'll see in these ads. There are three main categories you should understand. First, floor plans. In Japan, you'll commonly see labels like 1R, 1K, 1DK, 1LDK, and so on. 1R stands for studio, a studio-style layout where the kitchen and living space are combined. It's perfect for someone living alone. 1K means one room plus a separate kitchen. If you like cooking and want the kitchen separated, this is ideal. 1DK includes a dining and kitchen area plus a bedroom slightly larger, suitable for one or two people. 1LDK adds a living room to the dining and kitchen area. This is similar to a one-bedroom apartment overseas and feels more spacious. As the number increases, like 2LDK or 3LDK, the number of rooms increases too, making them suitable for families. Choosing the right floor plan depends on how many people will live there and what kind of lifestyle you want. Second, room size. Japan uses both square meters and tatami mats to indicate room size. One tatami mat equals 1.62 square meters. For example, 4.5 tatami mats equals quite a compact room. 6 tatami mats equals typical size for a single occupant. 8 tatami mats equals comfortably spacious. Looking at the floor plan while imagining your furniture layout helps you picture the room more realistically. Third, unique Japanese expressions. Quiet residential area is popular area to live, but it may also mean neighbors will complain easily if noise occurs. Ekichiga equal near the station, but it doesn't always specify how many minutes. The safest approach is to use them as hints and then rely on an in-person inspection to confirm the details. Now it's time for the practical part. Let's go through 7 key points you must check whenever you read a Japanese rental advertisement. Point 1. Location and transportation. The ad shows the distance from the station in minutes, but in Japan 1 minute is calculated as about 80 meters. Even if it says 15 minutes on foot, it may feel longer when carrying groceries or walking uphill. Think carefully about your commute, your lifestyle, and how often you'll use the station. Point 2. Rent management fees and common service fees. Never calculate your monthly cost based on rent alone. Management fees and common service fees are added on top. These cover cleaning, maintenance of shared areas, lighting for hallways, and other building services. If you don't check them, your monthly payment may be higher than expected. Point 3. Deposit and key money. The deposit called shikakin may be returned if the room is left undamaged, but key money called rikin is unique to Japan and is simply a non-refundable gift to the landlord. The good news is, many properties now offer zero key money, so check carefully if you want to reduce initial costs. Point 4. Building age. Older buildings tend to be cheaper, but the facilities may be outdated. However, if the property has been renovated, you might get a beautiful interior even in an older building. Point 5. Deceptive listings. Sometimes attractive properties are advertised even though they're not actually available. To avoid being misled, compare multiple ads, or contact the agency in advance to confirm availability. Point 6. What to check during a viewing. When you visit the property, check not only the room itself, but also the local area. See if the bathroom has proper ventilation, if there's a delivery box, how close convenience stores and supermarkets are, and whether the area feels comfortable for your daily life. Point 7. Guarantors and room sharing. If you don't have a guarantor, confirm whether a guarantor company can be used. And if you plan on sharing the apartment, make sure the property explicitly allows room sharing. Doing it without permission is a contract violation. Japanese real estate ads are well regulated, but they also include many expressions that can be confusing if you're not familiar with them. However, once you understand the key points we covered today, everything becomes much easier. You'll be able to read ads more accurately, avoid unnecessary property visits, and reduce the risk of being misled. So, before you begin your new life in Japan, make sure you master this skill. It will make your search faster, smoother, and far less stressful. On mooovin, you can search for apartments in Japan from anywhere in the world. We offer support in Japanese, English, Chinese, and Vietnamese. So be sure to check out our official website from the link in the description. If you thought this video was helpful or interesting, please subscribe and hit the like button. Well then, see you in the next video. I'm cheering with all my heart for your happy life in Japan. Bye bye.